Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? Really like that. You really like that?
Let's shut up and grab some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Monday morning here in the studio. We told you last week, guys, here on the network, we thought Tennessee versus Mississippi State had the opportunity to be the best game of the football weekend. And had it not been for Oregon and Penn State going into overtime and Drew Aller wetting down his leg late, I think this one might have been. I think this one might have been the best football game of the weekend. Just the ups and downs, the explosive natures of it, the turnovers, crazy stuff going on in this football game, as usually is the case with Tennessee's offense and now especially Mississippi State's offense, with it picking up some steam as well. A lot of people asking what's going on with Joey. Had his first or two interceptions. I don't know if they were his first interceptions on the year. I don't think they were. I think he threw one against their opener against Syracuse. But nonetheless, had two interceptions in this football game. And I love Joey. I love the offense. I love all the things that they have changed. You're going to see that again today. This is no longer your uncle's Tennessee offense. This is no longer this wide choice, gimmicky, whatever comments you've ever had about the system. It's not the case anymore. However, Joey does tend to start floating some footballs over the middle of the field. We saw it against Georgia. We saw it certainly against Mississippi State actually rear its head. Here's the deal. We can elevate footballs in the red zone. We cannot elevate footballs in the middle of the field. They will get tipped. They will go up in the air, and they will get picked off. That's what happened in this football game. Hey, got a couple of rules around here. If you learned anything about the game of football, you must subscribe. If you learned anything about your favorite football team, you must subscribe. If you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right, Jonathan, got a hard out today at 10:58, okay? 10:58, hard out. Let's see if we can get all this done today. First play of the game, Sunday ball. I can't quite remember if it gets completed. Guys, we're seeing a lot of this on tape nowadays. They got a cover 3 beater called against this defense from Mississippi State, right? One high player, 3 high, right? All right, we got a hook right here over the middle of the ball, 18 yards downfield. However, we got to throw it over all of those underneath defenders. I love this football here from Joey, okay? I think it's a Sunday ball. I'm seeing some good quarterback play lately, Jonathan, from guys we didn't necessarily go into the season expecting to be like elite football players, like top 10 quarterback types. That's a great ball. That's a Sunday ball, okay? Now, this is what I love about when I study this football team, right? Okay, they're a wide choice football team. They see a lot of 3-3 stack, right? They see a lot of odd front defenses because of what they do offensively. So a couple of years ago, they started getting more and more of this in the SEC, and they started figuring out, okay, well, how are we going to run what we normally run against this weird kind of cockeyed look, right? They got 3 inside the tackles and then 3 kind of countered to the field across from the back. All right, so what they do right here, guys, is they actually run counter, but we got to figure out a way to kick this guy that's way off the ball. So they take Kitzelman and they go kick the frontside inside linebacker, and then they pull the counter action. I love this from Tennessee, okay? It's finding ways. It looks more like pin and pull, but it's just finding ways to get creases created in the defenses that you consistently see, right? Look at that crease. We got crease in the run game. Now, here's the only problem. Okay, here's the only problem. This is not Tennessee football from years prior, is it, Jonathan? Okay, but y'all put this on tape several times at this point now. We're 5 games in for them. They haven't had a bye week yet, right? They're 5 games in for Tennessee at this point. You've seen a ton of tape. And here's how I know teams have seen a ton of tape. Watch how this frontside inside linebacker reacts to the action, okay? Here comes the downset hut. Come on, buddy. Here comes downset hut, and look, we're already turning looking for that deep over, aren't we? We're already turning looking for that crosser route that we know we're ultimately going to get. Georgia got hit with this, 6 times in the first half for 220 yards, it damn near felt like. Well, Tennessee's about to get hit with preparation right there for Mississippi State. So we've got to start finding little, tidbits up off of this, okay? And what I've noticed about pro-style offenses or offenses that are doing more pro-style stuff, they tend to be more, quote-unquote, repetitive in their scheme. Because when you bunch, there's only so many things you can do, right? When you bunch, you normally mesh. When you bunch, you normally taking shots on safeties. But you're doing one of two things. When you spread out, that guy can go anywhere. He's got 53.5 yards to work. Do we all understand? This right here tells me we got some tendencies on tape, okay? A couple of tendencies on tape, and that's okay. We just got to figure out a way to break those tendencies. I think this ball's got to be caught. This is an out route right here from Braylon Staley, and we got a quarterback getting pressured and gets hit in the legs. I think that ball should be caught, Jonathan. We're in the fingertips out there of Staley. It goes off of our fingertips, and it's an incomplete. We settle for a field goal as an offense. We're going to talk protections here in a little bit. I still think the left guard's a slight problem for this football team. As you can see right here, that's who every team hunts. That's who Georgia hunted in pass protection. That's who this team hunted in pass protection. That's who teams will continue to hunt. All right, I think he's got real lateral mobility issues, okay? Now, this right here is physically impressive because I really don't know what makes him double clutch right here, right? We just pumped that thing. All right, buddy, put it up in the air. Hey, he running for 6 right now. This is a touchdown, okay? But we double pump and then let this football go, and we throw a beam right here. Wait till you see this from the top or from the tight. I don't know how we got this amount of juice on this football, to be honest with you. If I were looking at this as an NFL evaluator, I'd say, well, why are we questioning ourselves right there? Why are we questioning ourselves? But the idea that you're going to get that ball ripped 35 yards after a pump fake on a seed, okay, is relatively impressive. Watch it full speed again. He doesn't have a ton of time to reset his trigger right here and let this sucker eat. That's why I love all 22, because you figure out why he pumped the football. He pumped the football because he's got hands in his face. Do we all see that? Okay, that's why he pumped the football. And to be able to get our feet back reset, okay, get back into a lap pull and then rip that football right there, woof, it's impressive. I'm not going to criticize the back, even though I think this got a hit better right there. We can talk about that if y'all want to pay me as an analyst to talk about that. But instead, we'll just talk about the good stuff right here. Catch the ball, Mike. Catch the ball, Mike. Again, it's not Tennessee offense, quote unquote, wide choice. It's not it. They are in bunch, guys. They are forcing you to play quarter shell, aren't they? They're forcing you to play 4 high, and now they're about to take their best, run after the catch guy, their fastest and most arguably explosive receiver, and they're going to put him one-on-one with the safety and double move that sucker for about a 70-yard touchdown right here if Mike catches the football. Catch the ball, Mike. This ball's thrown so incredibly high. So incredibly high. Catch the ball, Mike. I talked to one SEC staffer, Jonathan, that said, we spent all week preparing for wide choice, and then we get to the game and they're playing what we play. So it's tough. It's a tough prep nowadays. What in the hell? Oh, I always felt like their pace bites them in the ass every once in a while. Watch this right guard. I don't think he knows what he's doing. I don't think that right guard has any idea that his right tackle is locked. Lock, latch, which means you have no help if you get a 3-tech lined up on you. You got nobody. Okay, he's locked over here, guys, which means you need to be locked on the 3-tech. You don't need to be working through him on the way up to a linebacker. Hey, We'll take a quick minute to give a shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. What a great time to be here on this network this year, but also a great time to be with our friends over at Sleeper. Go over to Sleeper today, the #1 place for daily fantasy and prop plays. Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. It's that simple. On Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts, share with your friends, and get rewarded today. Use promo code Brooks, as you see on the screen, on Sleeper and get 100% deposit match up to $100. Again, that's sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. Boys, as you know, we're about 28 minutes at the time of this ad read from the kickoff of NFL Sunday. So go ahead, run over to Sleeper right now. I'll give you permission to leave the stream actively. Go over to Sleeper, get a play in right quick, and get paid. We appreciate those folks over there at Sleeper. Again, that's promo code Brooks over there on Sleeper. Their pace gets them too. I see it 3 or 4 times a game. For every time they smack somebody in the face, they get hit with a TFL. Now, if I'm in 2nd and 12 3 times a game because we're not set and we're not ready and our own pace messes us up, but I run with pace every time and I mess the defense up 6 times in the football game and 5 of those are touchdowns, we probably live with it. You see what I'm saying? That's the thought process, I would imagine. Can't believe I just dropped my first F word on this channel in God knows how long. My bad, man. It's a really good job right here from Mississippi State disguising the coverage late. I think he thinks he's getting some type of zone coverage, which would mean there's a switch release at this point right here. One of these guys is going to sag off into Kitzelman's out route right here. One of these guys is going to play over the top. One of these guys is going to play inside. But in fact, they get man-to-man coverage right here and don't know it. Kitzelman's wide open, and we just chunked this one into the sideline somewhere. I think it's either a misunderstanding of what kind of defense you're getting, all right, or what's happening. He gives me a hand clap right here. Pay attention right here, audience. He gives me a hand clap, and then I thought I saw in the all-22 or the tight copy, I thought I saw something like this with his hands, meaning they switched. I thought they were going to switch, basically. Nonetheless, a miss on 3rd down, you forced a punt right there. It's a really good disguise there from Mississippi State. I mean, hell, this guy bails all the way to the mid-hole right before the snap. It was a blatant miss. I think this is awesome. First of all, whoever the dippy was that kept throwing the towel up, like, bro, what are we doing? It was a good indication for me when the ball was actually going to be snapped, though. I don't know what he was doing, but he must have been timing his snap counts. But anyways, what was I talking about here? Oh, Brazel. Okay, Brazel and Aguero both realized they're in zone coverage way, way earlier than most young football players would, right? Those eyes are locked on Aguero right there, Aguilar rather, and Brazel is ready to cut this route off, right? He doesn't step up on the toes and then snap it off like you would against man coverage. No, run it flat right now, get your eyes on the quarterback. Against zone, we're going to hit you now, try to give you a run after the catch opportunity, which is exactly what happens, okay? By the way, Jonathan, I think Chris Brazel is wide receiver #1 in the NFL draft. Yeah. And here's what we're going to talk about. At this point in my notes, I say 17 is a dude. Okay, I think I would go, this was late last night, okay, and it's going to change in 3 plays. I think I would go Jordan Tyson, Brazel, and then Jeremy Bernard, and then I see these next 4 plays, and I'm like draft day, writing it down on a damn Post-it, Brazel no matter what, you know what I mean? Like this kid's playing some damn ball right here. Watch him set up this corner, press the outside, boom, and then did you see the overhand swipe right there, Jonathan? Watch his right hand right there, boom. Get on top of that corner's arms so we can fight those suckers off and create more separation, which is exactly what we do. No way he can touch me. Great job, Aguilar, putting this ball up and away for Brazel to go get that sucker, okay? Great rep right here from all involved. And look, dude, guys, I'm fine with balls getting elevated down here in the red zone, right? Nothing can hurt us. That ball gets tipped, or if it goes off his fingertips, where is it going? Out of the back of the end zone, Bubba. Like, ain't nobody catching it, okay? Also, there's nobody behind him. All right, we're going to see some balls here in a couple seconds that get floated in the middle of the field, and we can't be doing that. Those are interception turnover worthies. This is when I said, okay, never mind, he's number one. Never mind, he's number one. All right, first of all, love the ball here. Love the idea that we catch this thing. Let's give a nice, clean look at it for the audience members at home and realize that Chris Brazzell is indeed a freakazoid, okay? That is a very special football player and a very special catch. Let's talk about it, though, okay? Here's my only criticism. Here's my only criticism. We're already locked. Do we see that? Our eyes are already over here on Brazzell. And what is going to happen because our eyes are a little bit early? Yeah, people flow. Great job, Jonathan. Like, the safety's going to get involved now. It's a great ball. We throw it away from the safety. We keep him protected, all that good stuff. But if we hold that safety with good eye discipline and really good helmet discipline and take our eyes to that guy over there, we got a chance for a touchdown right here. But instead, we do this sucker, and now all of a sudden the safety's going to move off the middle of the field. Watch this right here. As soon as he realizes, oh shit, I'm beat, he starts to close. And now we're going to get into this action over here, okay? Bang. Great ball, though, and great catch by Brazzell. Watch how early we take our eyes over there. Bam. And then we start yanking safeties with us. Woof. Wide receiver one. The other thing, right? The other thing about, offenses that get into pro-style situations, you are, like I said, slightly repetitive. But the good thing about Heupel is when he is repetitive, he's got answers off the repeats. Okay, like this right here. This is a 3rd and short. You come back to mesh right here, and it gets covered really, really well. Because it's the second time on a short yardage situation that Mississippi State has seen mesh. Okay, we cross these two guys. We give a spot route as well. We're running basic mesh, and it gets covered really, really well. Joey has to pull the football down and go compete with his legs, earn the right to be in a 4th and 2. Okay? I don't hate the decision right here by Joey. The thing is all cluttered up. All the releases are jacked up because they did a good job rerouting right here. They did a good job grabbing, getting hands on, right? So now we got to go compete with our legs and force a 4th and 2. Here's what I'm talking about with regards to answers off of the repetitiveness. Getting to a very similar bunch situation right here, Jonathan. So as a defense on short yardage, they've done this twice now. We're probably expecting maybe another mesh. Probably getting another mesh. All right, well, this time you get mesh all to set up running back arrow, right? Running back in the flat right here. All 3 of these wide receivers are going to run vertical and straight across to almost build a rub wall, right? A rub wall. Go build a big old rub wall right there. Make all these guys fight over the top of you while we're trying to release the back into the flat. Bang. Now, here's my thing. We got a damn touchdown 4. We got a touchdown 4. Look for work. Look for work. Stop watching your teammate, buddy. Buy a ticket if you want one. But stop watching your teammate. Find somebody to work with. Watch this. Oh, crap. Now I turn my eyes around, and now I'm late, aren't I? Watch. This DB's going to beat us, and now we don't have a touchdown. We should. Start timer should be running for 70 yards right now, bud. But we don't have it because we didn't look for work early enough. I mean, we take how many steps right there? How many steps do we take right here after the catch? Ball's just caught. Let's count them. We take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're like, oh crap, I better block. No, son. Once we see the ball caught, assume our teammate's going to break a tackle and assume that we're going to make the touchdown block. You make the wrong assumptions in football and you'll cost us points. Also, what are we doing? What are we doing? Y'all have the 17th ranked team in the country. Does anybody know that? Y'all got a top 10 football team at home right now. Does anybody know that? Why are y'all not there? Don't tell me we were delayed getting into the stadium. Bullshit. It's almost halftime. What are y'all doing? Same people on the message boards wanting to fire Jeff Lebby last year, weren't they? Get your butt to the stadium, man. All right, let's talk protections here. Okay, they are in an odd front, right, Jonathan? They have 3 down, all right, 3 linebackers. Do we see that? 3 downs, 3 linebackers, and a nickel over here, or a corner over here. So let's talk about it from the tight right here. All right, now, as an offensive line, I think you see the left guard pointing everybody left right here. Do you see that right there? Bang. See that? That's saying we're taking this linebacker and we're taking this linebacker. So our 5 are 1, 2, the fire hydrant, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, look how short and stocky that sucker is. All right, anyways, we're taking those 5, which means, Jonathan, what happens if number 11 comes? We don't have the back, by the way. The back's checking, releasing.
You're hot.
You're hot. That a boy? We're hot. If number 11 comes, we're hot. So if you're watching this at home and you see this, you probably think your right guard sucks. But in reality, your right guard's doing his job, okay? So we're in a 4-man slide this way. If this guy comes, I can't fall off of him because they might be wrapping my actual responsibility into my gap, okay? I have to keep my eyes in my gap. If somebody runs past me, he's the quarterbacks, which is exactly what happens right here. And now we get a little bit of pressure, all right, and this ball flails on us, right? It elevates on us. Again, I told you, when this kid misses, he misses high. All right, when this kid misses, he misses high. And mechanically, I can't figure out why it is, Jonathan. I really can't. But that ball's missed 4 yards up and away. I think Chris Brazzell dropped like half a dozen wide receivers in this football game. He's down here at the bottom. He's about to put a corner on his butt without ever even touching him. Okay, they're in a hard cover 3 bail. Okay, boom. It's a great job here by Joey of just buying time, knowing where your outlets are. Okay, he's looking at Brazzell. He doesn't like it because the safety hasn't fallen on the ground yet. And he's ultimately going to work back to Mike over here on the dig. Watch him buy time to do so, though. Step up, step up, step up, rip. Doink. It's a great man beater right here. It's a really, really good man beater call. Okay? Stacked release. And then we're going to run something like this, I believe. No, we're actually breaking inward. It's like a little halfback angle, basically, but you're running it with the tight end. Gotta love that. But this is the scariest thing about prepping. Now, here's the deal. Tennessee fans, y'all got to be better in the red zone. There's no doubt. You set up for way too many field goals. And I think a lot of that is because you still struggle to run the football, to be honest with you. I don't know what the stats say, but Star Thomas spit a 30-yard run late. Well, you look, if you take out one explosive run, all right, let's call it a 30-yard run from Star Thomas. What did Tennessee run in this football game? In this football game? Because, we don't subscribe to Brian Kelly theories around here. I'm not one of these guys that's like, oh, on 90 of our 91 runs this year, we've averaged 1.8 yards. But, hey, that one run we broke for 99 yards because the running back had a great individual effort, so our run game's fine. No, that's not how ball works. What do you got?
They would have rushed for 106 yards.
Okay, on what? Like
30 attempts.
On 30 attempts? So still, not very efficient, right? That's like 2.8, 2.9, 3 yards a carry, okay? We got to be a lot more explosive than that. But these are your explosivities, right? This is the difference. This is the difference to me. Because in the SEC, yes, it's really, really tough to run that ball in the box. And when you're a wide choice football team like everybody thinks Tennessee is, it's hard to throw wide receiver screens out here, isn't it? But it's not so much to throw it into the boundary like this right here. This is an extension of the run game that goes for 60 right here. Doom. Make them miss. That boy, Mike. That boy, Mike. Dude is dynamic with the football in his hand. There's never been any doubt about that. All right, let's talk about the interceptions. Okay, this is the first one, I think. I told you, when we miss high, or when we miss high. All right, especially in the middle of the field. All right, in this area, when we miss, we're elevating footballs like that right there. Okay, and when we do that, we're going to throw an interception. One of these guys is likely to come down with that football, which is exactly what happens. Okay? We got to pull the string. Okay? Got to pull the string. What am I talking about? All right? I used to play baseball, Jonathan. And when you talk about throwing curveballs, you're trying to get onto the edge of that baseball, right? And pull the shade, like pull a lampshade down. That's all you're trying to do. Same thing with these underneath, like real firm one balls. When we get to here, we really got to pull that sucker down. We can't get here and kind of do that one. When we get here and kind of do that one, what's going to happen? Ball's going to float on us, right? So we really got to pull the shade. Okay, got to pull the shade down. Let's see if we pull shade. Can't elevate right there. Can't elevate right there. Now, Kitzelman, catch the ball. I'm with you. I think you're an NFL football player. Kitzelman, catch the ball. Be tough in there. But all that being said, can't miss high. Can't miss high in the middle of the field. All right, I want to talk. This is the best flag I've seen thrown in my entire career. You ready for this? We're going to talk about an absolute dart this back judge throws right here. Now, you get called for an OPI, and 100% it's OPI. Right here at the 20-yard line, you throw that sucker, right? You're throwing him by, it's OPI. Now, I want all y'all to watch this dude back here who is in the midst of a back pedal, is going to turn, flip his hips, and let this flag rip right there on the 20-yard line. We see where that penalty occurred, Jonathan? Watch where this flag lands. I mean, shout out to the zebra. Watch this absolute piss missile he throws. Oh, swag. Watch it, oink, right there. I mean, come on, dog. Shout out to the zebra. Watch it full speed. I mean, it's athleticism, okay? It's athleticism from whoever the hell that is. Boink. Hell yeah. 100% OPI, by the way. That's another elevation of a football right here. I mean, we can't do that. That is turnover city. All right, we cannot do that, especially when you see it from the tight. We just kind of float this one up. We kind of just hope, Brazel can go make a catch. Also, we are exposing our wide receivers when we do this. When we do that and we make our guy jump like this, oh my Lord, rib cage galore. Can't be doing that. And then it cost us again 2 snaps later, right? We end up throwing an interception right here. And I don't think this is because we elevate a football. I think this one is an App State Joey Aguilar turnover. This is a son. I think we're just competing a little bit too much because that's what we do. Like, we love to compete, and I understand that about us, and I appreciate that about us. All right. But all right, we got pressure in our face. We're going to throw this ball early before our tight end even turns around. We're also going to throw it very, very funky, avoiding pressure, and we're going to miss it high and away just a little bit, right? Again, flailing footballs in the middle of the field. Ball gets tipped, and it's intercepted. Okay? There's no doubt, though, but that is one of the harder football teams I think defenses are going to have to prepare for because of all the things that they do. Hey, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked it. Hope you learned something. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Love you. Bye.